Well then, let's wrap up this crazy party, shall we? Gotta clean up the mess
18.
Sparda left behind.
I love kind of the visual of Dante like falling up into there. It reminds me of DMC1 where you went into the netherworld through the cathedral. Anyways, mission 18, Invading Hell. Break the seal and battle into the depths. Hoo boy, this mission. Alright, so we're going to start off with Trickster. Normally if I was continuing my rotation I'd do Quicksilver or maybe try out Doppelganger. Not this time. Because this mission is a doozy. And we want to start off with Trickster for a secret mission that we're going to do here in a little bit. Also, this mission is post-commentary. Because while playing this, I just wanted to make sure I can concentrate for this, because hoo boy, this mission. So welcome to the Underworld. Or the Demon World, technically, sorry. I love that it's like this sort of facsimile of what heaven might look like. But if you step into this portal here, you encounter the first major pain in the ass of this mission. A fight against a full chessboard of damn chess pieces. Now here's the general idea. The fight ends immediately as soon as you kill the king. The problem? The king doesn't wake up for a while, so we have a little bit of time to kill. So we'll beat up pawns. And the pieces will wake up and go to sleep completely on their own. And when they're asleep, all your attacks will just parry off of them. Usually they'll wake up if you go close to them for the pawns, but the other pieces will just kind of wake up when they feel like it. And pretty soon here you're going to see, yep, there she is. That's the queen. She is one of the major obstacles in this fight. Because she can go anywhere, but she won't attack unless she charges up first, which you'll see her doing in a moment here. Or not. Oh. Alright, so the kings woke up. And the other thing about the king that makes him a huge pain in the ass is the fact that he can castle. The fact that he can castle sucks so bad. Basically, whenever you hit him once, he can immediately swap places with a rook. He doesn't always do it, but he does it a lot. And he also has his own little area of effect attack there. As long as you're not next to him when it goes off, you'll be fine. But yeah. This fight could be pure chaos with all the pieces running around. So basically, I make it my goal to make a beeline for the king and kill him as fast as I can to end this absolute mayhem. And there we go. Once he dies, all the other pieces will start to die. That's all you had to do. But yeah, with all those pieces awake at the same time, it is nuts. But that fight's over, so now we can move on. In this room, there will be a couple of fallen, 2 to be exact. Ignore them. You don't have to fight them, so don't. They are a waste of your time. What's not a waste of your time is this secret mission. Secret Mission 12, Final Ascension. Obtain the Blue Orb Fragment. Okay, so do you remember that platforming room we encountered back in mission, was it 16? 16 or 17, I don't remember. That was a whole video ago. But yeah, it's back and it's harder. But here's a route you can take with Trickster to make it nice and easy. Basically, wall run from on top of that cube, double jump and dash over here. Alright, we've made it halfway. Now our next goal is this cube that's doing a figure 8 pattern up there. There it is. Jump on that, wait for it to get close to the wall, then wall run up, double jump, and you're done. That's the easiest way to get through that. And doing it without Trickster, hoo boy. I've done it before, and it sucks, and I don't want to do it again. So, yeah. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's meet the main mission itself. this room. This MC Escher nightmare. So what's the deal with this room? Why, it's a boss rush. Which, I mean, Devil May Cry is a Capcom game, so I guess they'll take something from Mega Man. Anyways, the first immediate boss that's right by the entrance to this room is Cerberus. Now, unlike when I was farming for orbs, or not farming for orbs, farming for experience, for styles, I don't go for speed here, I go for safety. Basically, I try to take as little risk as I can here. So I'll just air trick up to his face. And air dash away the second I'm detecting any kind of danger. And then I'll just shotgun the ice off him, and once he doesn't have ice, I'll just Agni and Rudra. And that's my whole strategy here, is just play it safe and try to do as much damage as I can, when I can. But yeah, nothing too bad here. Now you'll notice, by the way, through all these fights, that the background is grayscaled, and then the music that's playing will be like a slowed down, distorted version of the regular boss themes. I don't know, I can kind of dig the aesthetic. But Cerberus is almost done here. Just a couple more hits. And yeah, I'm not going to get a very high style ranking here, or in most of these fights, but it's okay. As long as I don't die. Which, I'm going to spoil this for you, I do die at some point in this mission. Not only do I die and use all my items trying to avoid dying. It sucks. Anyways, so that slab there, you saw one of the lights turn on? The idea is, every boss you kill turns on one of those lights, and when two neighboring lights are lit up, their pathways connect, and you want to form one loop in order to open the exit. But if you defeat all of the bosses, then you get a blue orb fragment, and that's what I'm going for. So anyways, next couple fights we're going to be using Swordmaster, and we switch over to using Rebellion and Cerberus. Because our next target is Gigapede. Now this is a good time to mention that, as far as I'm aware, these fights aren't changed at all from their original fight. They have just as much health, they do just as much damage. Again, as far as I'm aware, this is the case. But anyways, Gigapede. There's a reason I use Swordmaster here. There's better styles to use, but I use Swordmaster for the ease of bouncing back his purple orbs, which you'll see me try to do here. But the problem was he shifted under me, so it canceled my Shredder, which I was using to bounce back the purple orbs. So since it got interrupted, the orbs ended up smacking me anyways. But yeah, that's an easy way to deal with those orbs. They will bounce back from any melee attack, so that is just a good one to use. And I was not expecting him to use it right then, so that's why I got hit there. Yeah, nothing to do while waiting for him to come out of his hole. Okay. Again, same thing. I started bouncing the back, but then he wriggled underneath me, so I couldn't. But you probably saw the damage that bouncing back those purple orbs did. It's pretty impressive. Also, was not expecting him to do his blue orb attack here. Caught me off guard. Yeah, this fight is very annoying. I had no idea why I was switching guns like that. But it's almost over. Death by Cerberus scream. Anyways, Gigapete's the only boss in this boss rush that actually has a death cutscene play. Which is neat. Also, the orbs he drops are scattered everywhere because, of course, and the camera hates me. There we go.
Are you ready?
Anyways, in regards to the orbs, I saved as many orbs as I could. For the sole reason of buying blue orbs to refill my health, because every time you buy a full blue orb, you get a max health increase and your health regens to full. So I saved my orbs to buy 2 of those during this mission. Alright, but anyways, our next target is this one, which is a bit unusual because it's not strictly a boss fight. It's mission 2. Anyways, this starts off pretty bad, but there we go. But then I redeemed it with that ice crystal. I love that move. Anyways, kill a couple goons and the Hell Vanguard will show up. The Hell Vanguard is technically the boss of this portal. Like, he is the boss of this boss rush. But he's not too hard. Or she, sorry. I like calling it a she because of the voice. What makes this portal somewhat difficult is all the normal enemies that fight alongside the Hell Vanguard if you don't take care of them. But this first Hell Vanguard doesn't actually fight with anybody, so it's easy pickings. Alright, but here's the thing. There's a second wave. This second wave is going to be mostly gluttonies, and there will be some sloths towards the end too. Also, the camera does not like this spot for some reason. I don't know why. And boom, second Hell Vanguard has shown up. And I've still got a lot of enemies on the field, so this is going to be tough. I'm going to start off doing a good job avoiding the attacks. Now, this fight, if I'm remembering right from this recording, this fight does start falling apart at some point, but it's nothing too bad. Again, the big problem with this is all the extra enemies that come with the Hell Vanguard. See, now I got a bunch of sloths too, which is fun to deal with. So at this point, I just kind of pop Devil Triggers saying, okay, please die so I can deal with these guys. There we go. Alright, so now it's just me and the sloths. Or sloths and another pride out of nowhere. I don't know why I'm struggling with these guys so much right now. Like, they're just 3 sloths. They're not that bad, but I fucked this up completely. Anyways, this is a Sword Master move. I don't believe I used at any point, called Dance Macabre. And it is super awesome. It always looks super cool. And there we go. Alright. That's that portal done. not too hard of a fight. Alright, so now we're going to get rid of Swordmaster and also get used to this route here because we use it a lot. Actually, no, I lied. There's one more Swordmaster fight we're going to do. And I'm going to do something that looks stupid. Because it is stupid, but, you know, I was feeling confident at this point. I was like, you know what, let's go for it. I don't do this very often, but we're going to use Swordmaster Nevin against our next target, which is Beowulf.
Let's rock!
Alright. So anyways, if you remember the Beowulf fight from before, I said his face is his weakness, so try to hit it whenever you can. Also, I'm not sure what I was going for there. But Nevin's Air Slash, which you'll see me do with Swordmaster, it does a lot of damage, like a surprising amount of damage. Look at that. That is pretty powerful. So Nevin and Swordmaster is actually something to be reckoned with. Also, I get hit a lot in this fight. This is one of the fights that goes really bad. And there's a move he does there where he shoots a little bit of light out of his eye. It only hits like directly in front of him, but I don't think he used that at all in my Mission 11 fight against him. There's another move he'll do here soon that is also one that he did not do when I fought him in Mission 11. But anyways, here's a way to deal with the cage with Swordmaster Rebellion. Just do Sword Pierce. And it bounces the cages away. It's pretty cool. Super easy to do. Barely even have to time it. Like, you can shoot it super early, or super late. Like, it comes out so fast, it just works. And it looks super cool to bounce all those back. Alright, so now he's going into phase 3. And now I'll try to show you another way to bounce the cages back. Though I will fuck this up the first time. Because this requires a little bit of timing. But if you do Nevin's right and melee button, it's a reflecting attack. You have to do it pretty early, like earlier than you think you would. But it bounces back the cages really easy as well. And here's the attack, the other attack that he didn't do before, and I forgot he had this move, is where he will just shoot these arrows of light. They are ridiculously hard to avoid. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he only does them if you're really far away from him during this third phase, so try to avoid that. Yeah, at this point, all I'm thinking is, okay, come on, please just die. I'm hitting you in your face as much as I can. Please just die. But no, he is being very resistant to being staggered by the face slashes at this point. I don't know why, but he's done. Nothing too bad. Yeah, a little bit of victory Nevin there, why not? Yeah, that's another boss down. That leaves 5 bosses to go. Alright, now we're getting rid of Swordmaster. And bringing out... Well, first I'm buying a new blue orb. Again, health refill. I have enough red orbs to buy it one more time. Okay, but for this next fight, we're using Royal Guard. For the most part, I tried to use styles that I did not use the first time I fought these bosses. This is the exception. Just because I wanted an easier time with this fight. Although I still botched this up a little bit, it's not too bad. So which boss are we fighting again with Royal Guard? Why, the Heart of Leviathan. Alright. Yeah, this fight's pretty much going to be exactly the same as when I fought him in Mission 8, except I'm going to be much worse about Royal Guarding these what were these? NBs, I think? Yeah. But yeah, for the most part, this is going to be exactly the same as the Mission 8 fight, except I'm going to get my ass kicked a lot by these NBs. Because I'm good at this game. Also, I got hit by the backswing on the laser there on accident. No big deal. But yeah, double triggered release does so much damage. You know what else does a lot of damage? Getting hit by these NVs constantly. Like, good Christ, man. It's like you're not even trying to avoid damage. But yeah, there we go. I've ever mentioned how the Heart of Leviathan looks like the Nightmare beta from DMC1. Because it does. Also, I did not notice the red orb to my left there, because I'm an idiot. Alright, 4 more bosses. Okay, so heading back to switch out Royal Guard for Quicksilver. Also, you'll notice the green orbs there scattered around the stage. There's, I believe, 4 of them in total, and they are almost full health heals. They're not quite full health, but they're close. Alright, so Quicksilver here. As our next target is Lightning Witch herself, Nevin. This fight goes really bad. For the most part, it doesn't look like it's going too bad, but towards the end I mess up big time. Not to spoil this or anything, but yeah. I decided to use Quicksilver for Nevin just because she's only vulnerable for so long, and using Quicksilver kind of extends that. But yeah, if you can time your Beowulf dive kicks right, they do a lot to her bats. Problem is, most of the time I will not time my dive kicks properly. I'll do them a little too soon, so I'm not doing as much damage as I could. At this point she's starting to switch over into Phase 2, and I was not ready for Phase 2. This is where the fight starts to go a little out of control. At first it's not too bad, but did you see the amount of damage I just took there? That is a prelude of things to come here. So at this point I opted to not use Quicksilver in order to just regen a little bit of health. Again, I'm too soon with the Beowulf dive kick, so I'm not doing as much damage to her bats as I could. But yeah, during this phase, you need to actually not be right up next to her as soon as she finishes the re-teleport. Because she has a tendency to do, "Are you enjoying yourself?" And if you get hit by that at close range, it does a truckload of damage. And that attack is the reason this fight goes extremely badly. Right there. Bam, look at that. Look at that. At this point I was kind of freaking out internally because I was like, oh Jesus. I do not want to have to restart after all this. So eventually I do just cave in and I pop a small vital star. Sorry to spoil this. But I was just so desperate to not start over because this mission actually started really well with no damage on Cerberus in the chess fight. So I was like, oh, I feel really bad about this, but I don't want to start over. I really don't. Again, badly timed dive kick there. At this point I was like, is she going to do her grab attack? And yep, sure enough. Now I do fuck this up and I get grabbed, but if you mash fast enough, you will just break out of it. Alright, so she's almost dead. If I can just get her one more time, I'm good. So at this point, the pressure is on. I'm thinking, for the love of God, don't mess up. Play it safe. For the love of God, don't do anything stupid. And voila, I did something stupid. I got close to her when in my mind, I knew it was coming, but I still did it anyways. But yeah, at this point, she's dead. Again, I still hold that Nevin's one of the easier bosses in this game. It's just I fucked this fight up real bad. But she's down, and only 3 bosses left. Now I'm going to give you a fair warning, this next boss is not very interesting. Because next up we're going to fight Doppelganger. Remember how I said you can just continue to loop him? And you don't have to reflect back his Shadow Ball and all that? Well, at this point I demonstrate it. Because right now I'm just thinking, God, please just finish this mission. I'm sick of doing this mission. I just want to finish this. So, right there I forgot that they actually spawn you next to him in this fight for some reason, because they're dicks. But yeah, the whole idea with looping him is just 3 regular slashes, and then a jump slash will open one of the shutters. So just do 3 regular slashes. Alright, here I fuck it up. But 3 regular slashes, jump slash when he comes up close, and then he'll be stunned for a second. And then I just use Quicksilver because, again, like Nevin, he's only vulnerable for a little bit of time. So I decided to use Quicksilver to just kind of extend that window. But yeah, that was the only fuck up of the loop at the beginning of this fight. From now on, it's just straight up. You'll see this for another little bit. And I know it's not very interesting to watch, trust me. It wasn't very interesting to play either, but all I could think of was, oh god, please, I just want this mission to end. It's the recurring theme of this mission with me, is just, oh god, let this end. I'm sure some people who are extremely good at this game love this mission to death, because it's just like, you just get to go straight to all the bosses and just mess around with all the cool tricks you know. But I suck at this game, so, you know, there's a couple bosses I don't mind fighting, like, you know, I like Beowulf well enough. I don't mind the Hell Vanguard fight outside the shop. And I even like Agni and Ruja to a degree, but it's just, God, some of the fights are really hard. Thankfully, this is not one of them. But yeah, that's Doppelganger done. I warned you it wasn't a very interesting fight. I was not kidding. But now he's dead, so now we're down to 2 more fights. Now at this point, I've done a couple practice runs of this mission. So all the bosses you just saw me fight are the ones I practiced the most. The next 2 are the ones I practiced the least. But yeah, you saw we completed the loop there, so the exit door opened. And now we're going to be trying out Doppelganger, so I was like, oh yeah, you know what? We're going to fight Agni and Rudra next. Why don't I use double Dante against double Agni Rudra? Makes sense, right? Well, here's the thing about Doppelganger. It's really hard to use. The general idea is that it's the same command input as Quicksilver. Also, I go the wrong way here because I don't know why. I was just out of it at this point. But it creates a clone Dante that copies all of your button inputs. However, it doesn't actually switch Devil Arms with you. And there's some really crazy stuff you can pull off with the Doppelganger if you're good. But, as I will tell you guys again and again, I am not very good at this game. So, you will see me pop Doppelganger all of once in this fight. And I really don't make very good use of it. But yeah, if you use properly, Doppelganger can easily double your damage. But it requires some finesse. And it's why it's the style I use the least. But yeah, the general idea with Agni and Rudra I was going for here was I just wanted to stay in between them as much as I can to try and bait them into attacking each other, but they were doing a good job of not. Like, they were keeping just far away enough from each other that, that I just could not get them to hit each other most of the time. And here's where I pop Doppelganger. So you can see my clone there. Little shadow clone Dante. And again, look at that damage I do there. Doppelganger does a lot of damage if you can use it. But that is the only time you're going to see me pop Doppelganger in this fight, unfortunately. But I did say a moment ago I like this fight, right? Well, I do. I don't know, there's something about just the idea of a 2v1 boss fight that's really cool. And it's done really well here. Especially with how they back each other up. But we're almost done. And yeah, this is not a Doppelganger pop, this is just a regular Devil Trigger pop. Because they're dead. Alright, so with Agni and Rudra dead, there's just one boss fight left. Garion. And in case I haven't mentioned it before, I hate this fight. I just cannot figure it out. It makes no sense to me. Like, I know the general idea of you do enough damage to him and he falls over, and then you can hit him a couple times, but you hit him a couple times and then he's back up already, and it's like you only get like 3 seconds to try and do enough damage to knock him down. And it's like no matter how many times I fight this guy, I just cannot do good. Like, it's not possible for me. So yeah, big spoilers, but this attempt at the fight ends in failure. I get close. I actually get close, but you're going to see a couple times me trying to get on top of his carriage there while he's running around the arena, which you can do, because attacks against the carriage count against the boss just the same as if you're hitting horse. Except it does a little less damage, I think. But yeah, you'll see me try a couple times to get on there, and it just does not work out, so I die. At this point, I was like, no, you know what? No, let's not do Doppelganger. But at this point, I was like, I already died, whatever. I'm going to do the risky strat. Like, which is Swordmaster Beowulf. Before this recording, I never actually tried this. So I didn't know if I could pull it off, but I was like, you know, I already died. Screw it. Let's just do it. And if it works, hooray. Because I'm out of items. I don't even have enough spare orbs to buy another blue orb, so last attempt, let's just do it. Now, the idea with the Swordmaster Beowulf strat is that if you can do a real impact, followed into like a hurricane kick in the air, you'll do enough damage to Garion that it'll knock him down into his next phase. Or not next phase, but it'll knock him down into his grounded state. But the thing is, you have to be like right on top of him in order to pull it off. Which most of the time I am not. So this fight starts off horribly, but I do eventually win. And I got stuck on him there for a second. I was like, God damn it. If my mic was on at this point, you would probably just hear me muttering a lot of, oh God, I hate this fucking fight. Oh, make it end. But yeah, here we go. He's... At this point, just like, okay, come on. Just stay there, let me do this. And he let me do it. So here's what it looks like. If you do a real impact into the hurricane kick, bam, he's down. And it does a lot of damage too. The only problem is, I fuck it up, and so he starts doing this, these teleporting charges instead of his thrash around, which is the move I wanted. Because if he thrashes around, I can just land right next to him again after double jumping. And do another real impact. But yeah, here's what I wanted. Here's what I wanted, but I fuck it up immediately. Because I accidentally lock onto the carriage instead of him. So instead of doing a real impact, I do... I forget what that move is called. Zodiac, I'm pretty sure? It's like the worst Beowulf Swordmaster move. It's so bad. But yeah, now that I fucked that up, now I gotta run through this gauntlet of spears. While I wait for him to stop charging. Alright, I'm like, come on, please work. Nope, he teleported out. I honestly don't know what I expected there. Like, that was just doomed to fail. And here comes another round of trying to get onto his carriage, and I actually do it. But here's the thing. It is super easy to fall off this carriage. Like that. And again, Zodiac again, because I got lock-on tied and I locked onto the carriage instead of him. So, no, please don't charge. Okay, there we go. And I got another real impact, but he teleported out still. But at this point, we're almost done with the fight, thank God. Except I get some bad time stops here. Is him time stopping while doing that missile barrage? Ooh, that's a rough one. Now this time I make much more of an effort to try and stay on the carriage, but I fail. There we go. Nice dive kick through the missiles, though, I must say. And there we go. The fight's over. And you'll see me doing a whole bunch of victory dive kicks. Because I'm just like, yeah, fuck this fight. I'm done. Holy shit. Fuck this fight. I was overjoyed. I was like, you know, I know I died. I know I popped literally all my healing items, but fuck it. We did it. Look at that. That is beautiful. And your reward is a blue orb fragment. And look at that health bar. Beautiful. Alright, a little more freaking out that I won, and let's end the mission. Anyways, let's see what Arkham's up to. I mean, yeah, sure, he does this and he looks badass, but, you know, I try to do it in my backyard and I look like a weeb. But yeah, you swing the Force Edge a couple times and all of a sudden, bam, you look like Sparda. Also, yeah, the audio glitches out there for some reason. I don't know why. It restarts the cutscene audio, and I don't know what happened there, but I was too far gone. I was like, no, that's fine. It can do that if all it wants. I just want this mission to be over. And hoo boy, look at that damage, and look at those items used. Yeah, 94,000 damage. Jesus Christ, but it was over. That's all I cared about. 19. Well, see, lady, if you weren't napping, you would have seen... whatever. And he doesn't even close the door behind him? What an asshole. Alright, anyways, mission 19. Forces collide. Topple the great beast with fate's bullet. Okay, so... unlike the previous mission, this one is actually not going to be post-commentary. But we are going to use Swordmaster, and let's go Cerberus and Beowulf. Then we'll go Shotgun and Kalina in. And we'll buy a purple orb. Good. Alright, we're all set. Most of this mission isn't bad, but once we get to the end, hoo boy. So let's get started. So after going through the portal out of the boss rush, we end up here. And this is where we get our actual introduction to the Abysses. Now, the unfortunate truth of these guys is they love to spam there. Oh, what? They'll just spam their, dodging into the ground and, exploding size. There, that. I wasn't sure what I should call it. Oh, I didn't expect him to die there. My bad. Yeah, they were very trigger happy with that. Oh, very nice. Oh, super nice. Alright. Accidentally weapon switched there. I was gonna end it with a go to hell, but didn't work out. Alright, anyways. Alright, this next room's another little unique challenge where one of these mirrors will be green tinted and you have to break it. Because the idea is that the mirrors are creating these reflections of the abysses, and you can't actually hurt these guys. And the green mirror keeps moving around, so you gotta find it again. Alright, that's it. Sick of you. Just die. Oh my gosh, come on. Of course it moved right then. Oh my gosh. Where is it? Where did it move to? Oh, there you are. There we go. Thankfully, though, when the reflections do die, they still drop red orbs. That was more annoying than it needed to be. Alright, but go through that portal and you end up here. Challenge in this room is very simple. Beat all the enemies before the sands in the hourglass completely fill up. Very simple challenge, nothing too hard. Oops. Again, the problem is they just keep spamming their dive into the ground thing. And while they're diving, they are invincible, so you can't stop them from doing it. There we go. Had a little bit of time to spare there, but not too much. They were being very annoying this time around. Anyways, you get the Samsara, which can fix space-time rifts, which is something we seem to be stuck in at the moment, so convenience. And as going through here takes us back to the boss rush room for a quick green orb, thank you. And now we're back in the loop, but if we hand the Samsara to the statue, then the proper portal is restored, and we can leave. Otherwise, you'll just keep going through that loop over and over again. But welcome to End of the Line. Alright, this is the last God of Time statue in the game. So we are going to equip Rebellion and Beowulf with Quicksilver. And that should do it. Alright. It's time to come face to face with Arkham now that he's absorbed the powers of Sparda.
It's like staring into a backed up toilet. Why do you always stick your nose in other families' business? Come on, dude. Don't you have any hobbies?
So, yeah, this happens. Hey, you can still see Arkham's face in there.
My father wasn't so hideous. Can't you tell by looking at me? Anyway, that shape suits you better. Let's begin the main event.
Arkham, my dude, you are a giant tentacle blob. You do not have the power of Sparda on your side here. Anyways, Arkham here is actually a pretty tough fight. Because he does a lot of damage. Anyways, keep an eye out. Once he changes color like that, he's going to shoot out these homing eels, I like to think of them as. Slow down time because he's trying to escape, so getting as many hits as we can. Now comes the fun. Now comes the part of the fight where we run away from these eels. Yeah, these guys are vicious. When they glow red, that means they're about to attack. So basically, you just run away, wait for them all to bunch up, and then get fucked. Okay, wow. There we go. When you see the camera readjust itself, that means Arkham's on his way back. Anyways, Arkham's attacks are, for the most part, pretty slow when you can see them coming. Oh, nope, he had invincibility frames there. Me using Quicksilver just exaggerated those frames. Anyways, you want to try and get through the early parts of this fight with as little damage as you can. For a very good reason. Because once we hit the second half of this fight, things are going to get real. Oh boy. Okay, yeah, this is bad. Taking a lot more hits than I would like. So we're gonna pop Devil Trigger to regen a little bit. Oop. Didn't spot him changing colors for a second there. There we go. Welcome to the second part of the fight. My dude, you are a purple booger with arms. That is not the power of Sparda, for fuck's sake. But yeah, Virgil's back. This moment is so awesome.
You can't handle it. Look at you, making a big dramatic entrance and stealing my spotlight.
What? You don't possibly believe that he deserves to be our main event now, do you?
Now that you mention it, you're right.
You should come to realize you cannot control the power of Sparda.
You're wasting your time, buddy. I think he needs to learn the hard way.
So yeah, we're fighting alongside Virgil. This is awesome, but it sucks at the same time, because here's how it works. Virgil will copy your button presses, and you can press the style button to call him to your side. And that means you are locked out of your styles. But also, you are locked out of Devil Trigger as well. So, oh, for fuck's sake. You can do that too. If he grabs Dante, you need to quickly rescue him with Virgil. And sometimes Virgil will just kind of fuck off and do his own thing, because your button presses have scattered him so far. But yeah, look at all this damage we're doing. Now comes dodging eels again. Joy. Anyways, what I like to do is fire the Clean N, and while I'm doing that, input a Stinger command, because that will get Virgil to do his scum attack. But make sure you're calling him back to you at every turn. Yep. Arm comes back. Oh, fuck. No, you don't. Not this time. Virgil, what are you doing over there? Come on. You gotta work with me here, dude. Good. Good. Alright, doing good. Okay. Virgil, need you with me. Virgil, please. Virgil, please. Virgil. Oh, so close. And yes, he even copies your taunts. But that was a bad time to do it. Virgil, where are you? Virgil, please. Virgil, please. Oh, jeez, okay. Yeah, this is going bad. Virgil, Virgil, stay with me. Okay. Oh god. Stay with me. Okay. There we go. And that's the end of Arkham. Yeah, if he didn't do as much damage, he wouldn't be that bad of a fight. But the team up with Virgil is pretty sweet, so can't fault it for that. Also, for some reason, this cutscene is pre-rendered, and I don't know why. By the way, shout out to Shimamura for this whole sequence.
I'll try it your way for once.
Remember what we used to say? Jackpot.
Not very classy for someone's dying words.
But yep, that was mission 19. Not a long mission, but that Arkham fight can be brutal. Alright, now there's only one mission left in the game. See you all then.